I wanted to just reflect a little bit on the Garden City movement, which again is a first and a thing specific to Hertfordshire. One of our heroes of Hertfordshire is Ebenezer Howard, the founder of the whole movement. In the archive we have his original sort of cogitations, thinking and sketches of the ideas for this brave new world of the Garden City movement. So again, I suppose what I'm getting at is, here is someone else who wasn't afraid to swim against the tide. He believed in something else, something different, something new. He had the courage of his convictions. So again, it's not a surprise that you find him lining himself up with the conscientious objectors, with the pacifists and so on. In fact, his sort of first text where he sets out his ideas, which was in 1898, is called Tomorrow, A Peaceful Path to Reform. And then a couple of years later it's reprinted as Garden Cities of Tomorrow. But it is these big ideas, it's his dream for the future. So idealists and people who are willing to swim against the tide is really what we're looking at here. I like this because it sort of fits in with perhaps your idea of Hertfordshire maybe as it is today. It's a little bit dreamy and sleepy, when in fact this is a hotbed of radicalism. The postcard really does that justice. But as Cyril touched on, Letchworth really is the sort of natural home of pacifists, lefties, writers, arty types. It's kind of the Brighton of its day. You know, vegetarianism. I noticed I came across vegetarianism when I was looking up about sort of Letchworth in its early days. So just thought that was worth reflecting on as well. Now, Letchworth, fine, it's a given. It is one of the big hotspots nationally. So much so that one of the very first military tribunals in Hertfordshire was a batch. It was the Letchworth 18. They took a whole 18 in one go. And the tribunals, as you know, were all written up in the local press. And this is the Herts Mercury sort of report on the 1st of April 1916 tribunal. It says the court was crowded with their supporters, including a number of women and various peculiar people. A type familiar to those who know the Garden City. Long-haired, lantern-jawed, I'm not entirely sure what that is, but it's definitely pejorative, hatless, ascetic-looking people. So you'll see the point of view of local press there. So out of these 18 then, only one was actually granted absolute exemption. The others, it was sort of varying degrees below that. So this is a side note, and if you've got time to stay for the discussions, we've got some interesting connections between the Garden City movement and other writers who lived nearby. I've got a lovely letter from Ebenezer Howard to George Bernard Shaw, who, when he left London, settled down in a very pretty village at St Lawrence, which is near Old Welwyn, and he actually became an investor in the Garden City movement. And the letter is Ebenezer Howard fretfully writing to George Bernard Shaw, whose address he's nicked from his servants. He's a bit worried about coming across as a bit of a psycho in the letter, but he's trying to put down his thoughts in a letter to the German people in a piece of peace propaganda that's going to be dropped out of these newfangled airplanes, he says. So it's very sweet, and I hope you've got time to come and see that. And he's basically asking George Bernard Shaw to edit it or rewrite it or in any way sort of condone it. So that's very nice.